I thought the disintegration part is really cool because I definitely do I do exhibit that where it's like off stream I never bring my off stream troubles, like I don't really talk about them on stream.
Stream is now live.
And like I'm wondering if that's healthy or not.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a choice.
Okay.
And you can pick anything outside of the options that I give you, okay?
Okay.
So we can approach that in one of two ways. I'm a little bit concerned about you can do it the cathartic way, which is I ask you questions that make you cry.
Okay.
And then you'll learn something about yourself, but I don't know exactly what you'll learn. I'm a little bit hesitant to go down that road because there's a part of me that actually is sort of like, I don't know how ready for this you are, and I also don't know if that discussion should be like and I also don't know if that discussion should be like and I also don't know if that discussion
Yo, 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 yo.
I also don't know if that
Hello,
discussion
yo, 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 yo. Okay.
if that
Hello,
discussion
yo, 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 yo. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm not trying. And
Well, the aspect ratio is
I'm
fixed
fucking
now.
playing 5D chess in my head because if I say that to you, are you gonna feel like, oh my god, like I've come across as so weak that now I'm like disappointing him, and that's what he wants. And so like I you know, because like if I say, oh we like, I don't, you're gonna have to help me out here. 'Cause
Yeah.
I can't
So
predict that
HP.
far, right? So it's got to be just like we've got to figure this out, and you're not going to disappoint me at all. I don't think you're going to disappoint anybody. And here's the wild thing: if you do, fuck them.
Yeah. Fuck 'em.
Okay.
Exactly.
So like,
Right.
and so then the other option is that I can pull out the iPad, I can screen share with you, and we can understand disintegration.
I want to do the first one.
Okay, fuck.
That'll be cool.
All right.
I'm just.
Okay.
I hope I can answer it properly.
Oh. No.
I feel like my answers are like so.
Hello?
Guy doesn't talk.
Yeah, okay, nice.
Hello?
Can I get like one Big Mac and some
Fries.
chicken nuggets with it?
Large fries. Can I have a Pepsi too? Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, what's up?
Hi,
Are you still talking to McDonald's guy or are you talking to us?
I'm talking to the McDonald's guy.
Okay.
He's in a drive-through. Can you get me a large Coke?
Can I get a large cock? Yeah, thank you.
There's
The
cock.
biggest one. Yo, what's up? It's this guy again.
Hello?
Can I make a new one?
Who are you?
Hello? Wait, Dev, Buddha? What are they? What? Why? Valorant pepperoni. Fortnite. New account. Buddha. 2017. HC fan. I would have believed it's real if this was not. Wouldn't. No. It's EU server, yeah. Oh.
I realized one thing about me is that I just feel like I'm not that self-aware as I should. Not should be, but like I'm just not very self-aware.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
kind
mean,
of like. Like going through
Oh,
live, la la
yes.
la, just doing what I can, like doing streams, thinking about stream, and then that's it.
Yeah, yeah. So okay.
Fire entry, I'm better.
Well, I don't know.
Who is this guy?
Who's Elon Musk?
That's me.
It's me neither.
No mask.
But you're too low rank on human.
Yeah,
Whoa, human, what's
Yeah.
your rank?
that's bronze.
Round 1.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we're like
Uh,
blood here,
Can
man.
I play
You're
like
another level.
I am I am Aaron.
No bite.
Nah, just kidding, I'm silver
No
three.
bite.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm plat.
Hello.
oh.
But he joined.
I'll go my main, bro. I'm a
Buddha.
Yeah, that's
Buddha and
that's
Dev, dude.
Why are you
The
so
fuck?
mad? Why are you so mad?
No,
Why you
Angel.
kick me?
Marvel, can you kick him?
No,
I'm a
you.
big
Me?
fan,
Kick
but-
me?
No, not you.
Ah, okay. Thank God.
What's your rank?
Bronze. I'm new.
So you remember what we did to Ice?
Brrr.
What's
We're
brr?
at bronze,
We're
so I don't
platinum,
think you can play
sorry.
with us.
Okay. Buddha, you're an XQC fan too. Imposter. Yeah, we have a mutual server, XQC server.
Ah, yeah.
Okay, XQC Elman, bye bye.
Sorry, I can't
Okay.
run the thank you command in 4 minutes.
What's a Zinky?
Okay, so when you say you've gotten used to it,
Yeah.
what did you not say?
Yo, what's good?
What up?
Do you have a third?
No, we do not.
Okay, you're EU, right? This is EU only?
No, this is NA.
Okay. Shame.
That. I didn't say that it
I didn't even wanna
was
play
a
it.
pretty strict upbringing, and I didn't like it in the moment, but in retrospect, I think it was good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're taking chicken shit and you're turning it into chicken salad.
Yum.
So
Yes.
so here's what's going on. So when you say I got that was your first answer, okay? I got used to it.
Uh-huh.
What do you need? What kinds of things do we get used to, Emily?
We get used to taking hot showers.
Okay. So we get it's kind of like a read my mind question. So
Oh,
like
okay,
like
sorry.
you don't get used to do you ever get used to getting hugs from a loved one? You don't get used to that,
Oh.
right? You don't get used to eating your favorite food. You get used to bad things.
Oh.
You see that?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
That makes sense.
So
Yes.
so like it's kind of interesting because like I see you doing this thing and this is the disintegration. So you're like, dude, you're really good at gymnastics, man. So you're like, I got used to it.
Uh-huh.
And now what you do, and you're not wrong. You have a lot to be grateful for from like the traditional Asian parent upbringing. I mean, like I kind of had it similar. My parents were more AFK, so like I got away with a lot, but they were like, my dad, when I was 9 years old, was like, I have an older brother, and he's like, one of you is going to be doctor, and one of you is going to be lawyer.
Yeah.
Because he decided that within the family, if like one of us was a doctor and one of us was a lawyer, we could handle most of the things, and you know that was like my upbringing. But like I think this is where kind of this disintegration comes in, is you just can't fucking own that when things are bad, right? And it's like and I'm not blaming you for that. So let me know if I'm afraid I'm gonna beat you up. But you said you want to go for it. So
Yeah,
I don't
let's go.
even know if that's performative or not, which is like.
No, let's go for it.
Okay, so you know, and then you do this thing where it's like, well, now I'm grateful, and it's like, so let me ask you this:
Uh-huh.
if you had a kid, and I'm presuming you don't have kids, who knows, maybe you've got kids, but if you had a kid, how would you raise them?
Oh gosh. Yeah, so like this is a debate that I go into my head like all the time. It's like, oh, do I be a tiger mom or do I be like really lenient? Because I don't know how I'm gonna be as a mom. I would want them to get good grades, kind of similar to how I was raised, but not as like end all be all, I would say. But I would like be like, make sure to get good grades.
If your kid got a B, what would you say?
I would be like, what happened here, bucko? and then they would probably explain themselves, and then I'll be like, oh, okay, well, try harder next time. Maybe, yeah, I think I would say that.
If your kid asks for a pet,
I'll be like, are you ready for that? And then they'll be like, yes, and I'll be like, no, you're not. I don't know about that. And then, well, hopefully I'll have a dog by then, because I kind of want a dog. But if they want their own pet, I mean, I'll give them like a hamster or something.
Okay.
If they get all A's that semester as a reward.
and so what I'm hearing is that there's a lot of good stuff you learned from your parents, and that there are some adjustments you would make.
Yeah.
What was it like growing up without those adjustments?
It was like I had to do anything to succeed, so it like kind of made me into like a little cheater. Oh my gosh. Oh, I have this story on I told on stream how I was doing like a practice ACT test, and then my dad was like, oh my gosh, you got a 35 in English on your practice test, great job. But the reality is I was looking at the answer key because I was nervous that I would get a bad grade, and so then he like caught me looking at the answer key like the next time, and then he was really mad. He tore up he ripped out the answer key and put it at the neighbor's house to make sure I wouldn't cheat again. So it was kind of like I would do anything to make it seem good in my parents' eyes. So
Okay.
yeah, that was kind of unhealthy.
You're telling the story like it's a funny story.
Oh yeah, I think it's kind of funny.
Hello.
I think it's funny that he put it to gave it to the neighbor's house.
Are there any other emotions that are tied to the story that
Oh yeah, fear from being caught.
Cover going out.
Was it nervousness taking the while looking, and then just like yeah, sadness after.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you remember what it
rotating.
why you can you tell us about why you started using the answer key in the first place? Like, do you remember what you were thinking through that?
Oh, it's just like, oh, if I get a bad score, they're gonna either
Rotate
make
now.
me like study a lot more, or they're going to be mad at me. So I'm like, I'll just guarantee my good score on the practice test by cheating.
That's not fun,
Cover going out.
right? And so I see actually a lot of genuine humor here. So what I think is actually delightful and makes me really like you is that when you are being admonished,
30 seconds
you're
left.
a little mischievous. So it's almost weird because I
One
feel like
enemy
I'm back in
remaining.
school and I'm trying to teach you how to
Last player
and you're
standing.
like,
Do not fight us.
yeah, so I get a lot of genuine positivity from you when you're telling the story, but
Let's blow them over.
it's fucked up.
Yeah.
So if we're talking about reintegrating, we have to be able to feel those things and acknowledge the whole spectrum. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I just saw you go
Reintegrate.
into 4.0 student mode.
Hello.
Well, you told a bad story. You told a story
Yes.
about how you were so terrified of your parents that you were pushed to cheat. And then
Traveling.
when you cheated, your parents really rewarded you, right? Which was like awesome and relief, but also like kind of fucked up. And then they eventually found out, and then they tore it up, which I imagine you were not laughing about then,
Yeah, that was
right? Right? So you were probably crying, all that kind of stuff. And then they took it to the neighbor's house, which I agree is like a really funny sort of, what's going on there, but it's sort of like, it's like if I have a gigantic pile of shit and I
Multiple
put a
enemies
cherry
B.
on top, it's like, that's not what we're doing here, right?
Reloading. 30 seconds left. Enemy A. One enemy remaining. Spike down A. 10 seconds left. Clutch.
Right hemisphere is emotions.
Hesitation is for
And
amateurs.
the corpus callosum, the part that connects the two, actually becomes, I mean, it doesn't get severed or anything, but the neuronal activity across the corpus callosum drops
Oh, okay.
if you grow up in like traumatic experiences. Because what our brain literally learns how to do is we have these emotions over here, and by the way, language comes from the left side as well. So literally what happens is we cannot, the talking and the emotions become completely separate. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yeah, it does. It's interesting. I never thought of it like that. So I'm learning a lot.
How?
So I'm learning a lot.
How?
So I'm learning a lot.
Oh, and so we should applaud you for
Multiple enemies A.
what you're here to do.
Here.
How does it? Yes.
Cover going out. Cover going out.
I mean, it's okay. Like, it opens up that thing, and if I say you're doing bad, then it's like, okay, I'm applauded.
No. I just never thought of it like trauma or anything.
Yeah.
'Cause that word carries like such heavy weight in my mind. For sure. But it does make sense, like the disintegration from talking and emotion.
And so I think when it comes to burnout, like this is where there's like a lot of other like really common stuff.
30
And I guess we're going
seconds
into
left.
lecture mode anyway. But you know, I think that really what people make the best content when they're emotionally integrated. And they also are able to set limits, because the other consequence that I see is that if you're not in tune with your negativity, how do you know when it's getting out of control? So that's why people burn out. Because it's kind of like, imagine, you know, I give you numb medication and you have like a wound. You're going to keep using, let's say, like you're going to keep
Last player standing.
muscle, and that's what ends up with lack of emotional integration. And I mean, so I'm going to try this again, and we'll see what happens if that's okay.
Yeah.
What was it like getting fired from Citibank?
I
will take
was
back what is mine.
really shocked. First I was shocked, and I was like, because
Reload him.
I thought I was gonna get like promoted, which is crazy.
Reloaded.
Because they told me that they found me streaming like in December, but then I found out that I was getting fired in June. So I'm like, oh, it's already June, like it's fine. Like they probably forgot about it by then. So then when I found out that I got fired, I was shocked. I was like, wait, actually? And then but I was also not too worried because I had streaming as my backup plan. It was like going really well at that point. So I was shocked, and then I cried about it for 2 days after because I got fired, and I'm like, oh my god, that's gonna look so bad on my record if I ever go back to the corporate world or whatever, and it just doesn't look that good. So that's how I felt. I think it's just like emotional, but also like all this full send
My
stream.
ultimate is ready.
Okay. So I've asked you this question twice, and we got two very different answers.
Yeah, that's true.
How do you understand that?
It's like, I think the first time I said like, oh, I was
Last player
sad,
standing.
right? And then I think now I'm able to think more closely about my emotions and what I felt in the moment, and kind of articulate it a little better.
Yes. Right? So
30 seconds left.
Here's the thing. You're feeling emotion, or
Spike
you
planted.
were articulating. Right? So like last time, I don't know if you remember, but you literally sank into the chair. Right? You
Yeah.
got emotional, you were feeling those emotions, and so I think that, and now as I'm reminding you of it, what are you feeling?
Oh right. Oh yeah. That I was like crying on the topic. Cause I was talking about like failure. I said
Yeah.
that was like my the one word. I'm like, oh god, talking about failure, and then it's like, oh, I don't like feeling like a failure, and then I just like,
Your numbers are going to go down, and then you're going to
Just gotta play around the slow fields.
cry,
fail.
more,
Here.
and fail. Yes, and stress.
Right, all of that, because I think this is what it kind of comes down to is understanding, like, sure, you're crying and stuff, but I think you're terrified of failure,
Reloading.
and that's something. But is it okay to fail?
Reloading.
I know it's okay to fail, but if I fail, I'll be really sad.
Right.
So
So
it's like-
which part of your brain knows that it's this is a problem.
What?
Right.
And this is where I
Lucky
think
sight.
people sort of think you're fake. I don't think you're fake. I think it's just you're just
Where
like
are
you're
you?
disintegrating. Because if you had a friend who failed,
There. Reloading.
It's okay.
yeah, right. You could do better next time, and you could have
Yeah, for sure.
and so you understand all that stuff. But then apart from that, there's like terrified Emily. Do you know who I'm talking about? Can you tell us?
Terrified Emily.
Enemy spotted.
She's the one who's like pretty insecure, and she's nervous about falling off, getting canceled, everyone hating her. That's the last player standing who
Spike
makes
down,
the
B.
TV come out. She's like, don't get canceled, you know. So it's like all these different parts
Yeah.
in my brain for sure.
And what do you do with terrified Emily?
Terrified Emily. I'm not really like terrified outside of stream, but it's like kind of that aspect, like that version of
Here.
her when I'm not streaming. It's just like the nervous Emily, like the scared Emily, and then I'm just like, I just try to figure out what to stream and whatnot, and make sure that I have good content. So I see her like kind of a lot when I'm stressed about streaming.
Blocking sight.
Yeah, so I think you've discovered a couple of really important things. The first is that I'm going to use so terrified Emily is a state of consciousness, and you can sink further into that state, or you can come out of that state. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
She's kind of there. You can visit her.
yeah.
Now, here's another really interesting thing. If she's terrified of something, how do you deal with that? You kind of said it already, but I'm sort of asking you to re-articulate.
I know exactly.
Spike down, mid.
What's the antidote to terror? If you're feeling afraid of being a failure, what do you do?
You will
I'm
not
afraid
kill
of being
my
a failure.
allies.
I just try to sit and think about how to get better or like improve, or I just be like, okay, just think of something else.
Okay, so let's understand. So right brain
30
is
seconds
feeling
left.
Fear of failure. Before, right?
Yeah.
And that's painful.
Yes.
It's so painful. I'm gonna kind of ask a leading question here. But like, what did you decide when you failed? Like when you, did you have any
10 seconds left.
that you made? or
Last
anything
player
like that?
standing.
If I don't fail, I'll feel it
I
again.
hate to
All right,
say it,
so
but
you
probably
made a
best to play
resolution
as a
that
team.
never again. So it's
So,
hard for me to tell.
what's
I
the
would
plan?
guess that there's a lot of emotion when you made that decision. I would guess that you said to yourself, never again, never again, never again. I'm not hearing that from you, so I don't know if I'm off, which I very well could be because I wasn't there and I certainly can't read your mind, or whether there's some amount of emotional, like turning down the volume on the way that you represent it. Does that make sense? Which
Yeah.
one do you think it is? Do you think you're turning down the volume, or do you think I'm off?
I think it's the volume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So because then what happened is you were like, okay, so but now what's really interesting is when you get an emotion, you don't fix it on the right hemisphere. You jump over to the left hemisphere and you say to yourself, what are the things that I can do outside of here
Right.
that can protect me from failure?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Is it okay to fail?
Yes.
What the fuck?
It's not for me it's not. Yeah. But so it's like I hate the feeling of failure, so then I'm like, okay, do not fail.
Right? And then is it okay to feel terrified of failure? It is not
Yeah.
okay. You have to be positive, Emily. Is failing, I'll ask you again.
Fire it now!
And let me know if I terrify you too much from a schoolgirl
Oh.
standpoint, okay? They're super dead. Is it okay to fail?
Yeah.
Wh-
For me.
how does it feel to say that?
30
Right.
seconds left.
I'm like coming to I'm
Last
like, I'm
player
realizing,
standing.
Like, oh, how high of an expectation that is on myself.
And what does it do to you to have that high, to carry that expectation around?
I just like have so much more stress, I think. With that
10 seconds
expectation.
left.
How would you feel about this? Could be hard, so we'll try a couple times, okay? If you were to like step outside of yourself and you were to look at yourself, how would you feel about this person and the way that they're living their life?
Twitchy here, let's go already.
I would think that they're being really hard on themselves. And like they're doing great. Like set stream is going well. They have a lot of great friends, surrounded by a lot of great people. I'm like, why is she feeling like that? Like she's doing great. And she shouldn't be too hard on herself. What I would think.
Okay.
Don't hold back.
So let's notice a couple of other things. She's doing great. She has so many friends. Are you smiling?
Watch your eyes.
Yep.
No, you're not. You're fine.
What? Oh, but I'm smiling through the tears, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But I-
So earlier we're telling
Face your fear!
sandwich with cherry on top. And now we're talking about how you're doing so well and how do you feel about her.
She should just relax a little more.
Okay. So now we're seeing some. You should relax. Fucking tell yourself. And I think, why does she feel this way? But what I'm hearing is that you feel sad for her. Like what I see in your emotions, I don't know if you feel sad.
Yeah.
It's tragic.
Oh, tragic. Oh gosh. Yes, that's very, very sad.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Can something about you be tragic? That, because think about it, right? Because that's what you were sort of saying. You were like, wow, she's like got so like she's like young and she's successful and she's bounced back and she's so capable and she's got so many friends and she's got her whole life ahead of her. And this
30
poor
seconds
girl,
left.
It's tragic that she can't even enjoy it. That every day that goes by, she's not able to relax and enjoy what she's worked so hard for. That she's doing everything right and she doesn't deserve.
Last player standing.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It reminds me of like when I have like a really good stream. I'm like, oh, it was all right. Like after it, but then when I have a not as good stream, I'm like, oh, that was horrible. But I don't really celebrate the wins as much as I should. Yeah, so it's a little tragic. Right?
Yeah. Little tragic.
One enemy remaining.
So I'm kind of we're co-oping here. Okay, so like I'm using heavier words, but
Okay.
what I notice in your emotional response is I think resonance.
Yeah,
Unless you're
for sure.
faking it and the little cheater is manipulating me, which I mean, you know, you're smarter than I am for sure. I sure as hell didn't graduate from Columbia magna cum laude. But does that make sense?
Yeah, it's definitely resonating.
So, you know,
heels coming.
where are you now? Like, we've been at this for about an hour and a half. Just like, where are you?
Yeah. Oh, wow, that's why so fast. I feel like I learned a lot about myself, like the splitting, like on stream versus off stream, for sure. And I don't know. I've had a lot of great takeaways. Like it's okay to fail, and in this recent discussion, it's like it is really tragic how hard I am on myself. It really puts things into perspective.
I know we've been kind of all over the place, but I'm curious about, is there anything that you think you can take forward from this conversation? If not, I'm going to lay it out. I mean, I'm going to lay it out either way, but I'm just curious, you know, what to include and what not to include. And if the answer is nothing, that's totally fine.
It's like when discussing, oh, it's okay to be like show the sad side on stream. I still feel like I can't do that.
Spike down
That's fine.
A.
Yeah,
That's not a takeaway.
Oh, okay. Takeaway is just don't be so hard on myself, I think. And but it's so hard. I can't stop doing that.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to stop that either. Okay,
Oh
good.
my gosh.
Okay,
30 seconds left.
So neither of those are. Yeah. Okay. Good. Thank you so much. So now, so here's a takeaway that I think may be more digestible.
Last player standing.
So both of those are things that you should do,
Right.
but I say this with love. You're not capable yet.
10 seconds left.
How does it feel to not be capable of what you should do?
It's a little unfortunate. I feel like it's like kind of back to the failure feeling, like I can't even do that. But I can just see in myself that I can't stop doing those two things.
Okay,
Yeah. So,
we know
so
the
this
drill.
is something that's really
Stick to your
important to
roles
understand.
and we'll crush it.
When we're faced with failure, what we want to do is no longer be a failure. And what you've been taught your whole life, which parents and now analytics is teaching you the same thing, is that your value as a human being can be measured by a grade, by a concurrent viewer count, by all kinds of stuff. This is your value as a person.
Let's go.
It's sad. I'm 100% sure that you know that your value, there's a part of you that knows that your value as a person goes way beyond and is completely independent of any metric. I can see that, because if you didn't have that, you'd be... The problem is that the moments
down,
that
B.
it's like one person's in the driver's seat, right? Either like, there's like Emily who loves herself and Emily whose love is conditional. So,
Healing.
what you probably need to do, I don't think you can do that on stream yet. It's going to be way too terrifying. The failure part of you is too strong.
Last player
Totally fine,
standing.
totally fine. So the
Spike
first thing
down,
is that
B.
if you're a failure, most people deal with being a failure as I need to succeed. If you really want to conquer the feeling of failure,
Last
the problem
round
is that
before
if you succeed, you are just reinforcing the idea that failure and success determines your worth. So when I ask you, when you feel like you're a failure, what do? You say you fix it. That's what good little kids do. They fix it, right?
Right.
So what that sort of reinforces is, once again, this idea that your value is tied to a particular metric. So oddly enough, and I kind of teed you up, and hopefully you can hear this. If you can't, that's okay too. If you can't do what I'm asking of you, that's okay. You don't have to do everything now. You're not going to peak by the age of 30. Trust me. You'll do great. Like, I have so much faith in you. And no matter what you do, I think that if you get fired, you're going to be fine. If you get canceled, you're going to be fine. So try to understand that as a failure, like, it's actually okay to fail. Second thing is that just pay attention.
One eternity later.
Even if you're you will never be accepted for sure. It won't happen at all. So
The notification was, I think, someone called Taylor something who
hello, Agus.
Fuck.
If you are not doing well, keep trying. We must keep up appearances.
I don't know. I don't know what's wrong here, and I'm not feeling too warm.
Hey, why aren't any of you streaming?
Because you're
Or
not
are
running
you?
it down.
I was in bed.
Because
You're running it down, you'd be feeling yourself.
I was like too tired.
I'm feeling a bit lazy.
I feel a bit lazy as well.
Yeah.
Spikes here.
Should we go to the B?
Alright,
boss I
next
just
game
dropped
we pick each other's agents. Let's have some fun.
you? Yeah, we can do that. Just gonna have
Attention to any moment of disintegration, which is like, it's not about stream, it's not about failure or anything like that. It's just like, notice those moments in your life where you smile. And it's not that you have to change, it's just that you have to notice. And then ask yourself, okay, like, what else could I be?
Hello, my name is Narisol. I'm a pianist composer, and in this video, I'm going to do my best to explain music harmony in the simplest way possible. I think a lot of textbooks and music schools tend to overcomplicate this topic a bit. So I was thinking to myself, if I were to keep this under 10 minutes, what are the most important points I would include to help make sense of this all? So this may not be the most comprehensive guide, but that's not the point. I'd rather give you the context in which you can use this knowledge to help support your music making and, more importantly, break free from thinking like there are all these details that you need to be mindful of and all of these rules that you need to follow. Harmony is about how sounds vibrate together. There are and there aren't rules that make these sounds vibrate well together. It really depends on culture, context, and preference. How these 5 notes vibrate together
Programmer Socks reveal stream when? Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're okay, Vedal. Vedal, I can't read your mind.
I did not know that pull request existed. How long ago was that pull request made?
That was a month ago.
It was not a month
But
ago.
yeah, I'm not the best programmer.
11 minutes
How?
ago. Oh. Hold on.
What is
What
it,
color are
Vedal?
Vedal's